Rain tapped against the cafe windows, blurring the neon lights outside like the world didn't want to be seen tonight. Alina kept checking the door, counting the minutes on her phone, each second making the hollow space in her chest widen. Her date, someone she'd met through a mutual friend, was now an hour and 14 minutes late. She wasn't used to waiting. People usually waited for her. Drivers, CEOs, assistants, and even the board members of her father's empire. But here, dressed in a soft beige sweater and jeans instead of her usual designer armor, she was just a woman hoping someone actually showed up. She told herself she didn't care. That it didn't matter. That this was normal. But the truth gnawed at her. What if people only showed up when they knew she was an Alina Syed, heir to Syed Global Holdings? What if, without the wealth, the name, the legacy, she was invisible? Her phone buzzed. A single message: sorry, something came up. Can't make it. She stared at the screen until the letters blurred. No explanation. No apology that felt real. Just a cancellation tossed at her like she meant nothing. Are you okay? The voice was gentle, low, steadying. She looked up, expecting a barista. Instead, a man stood there, early 30s, slightly messy dark hair, sleeves rolled up over forearms he probably didn't know were attractive, and warm brown eyes filled with concern. Beside him clung a little girl with curly hair and a pink backpack, staring up at Alina like she was some character from a fairy tale. Alina blinked. Yeah. I'm fine. Just, bad day. He didn't sit without asking. Do you mind company? We're waiting for our order. She nodded, cheeks warming, not from embarrassment but from the unfamiliar comfort of someone noticing her pain without any agenda. I'm Ray, he introduced, sliding into the seat across from her. This is my daughter, Hania. The little girl waved shyly. Hi. Daddy says hot chocolate fixes sad people. Ray smiled like it was a secret they shared. And science hasn't disproven it yet. Alina laughed, a real, unfiltered laugh that surprised even her. Something about him felt safe, unassuming. He didn't look at her like he recognized her from Forbes lists or gala photos. He looked at her like she was simply someone hurting, someone worth comforting. Their hot chocolates arrived, placed between them like a tiny peace offering from the universe. Ray didn't pry, didn't ask about her cancelled date. Instead, he talked about Hania's obsession with drawing stars, about her school project, about how he'd learned to braid her hair through YouTube tutorials and many failed attempts. Single dad? She asked softly. He nodded. A shadow crossed his features, brief but heavy. 3 years now. I'm sorry, she said. Life doesn't always go how you planned, he replied, eyes gentle, but sometimes it gives you small miracles to keep you going. She swallowed hard. She knew about lives that didn't go as planned. Her mother was gone. Her father was always working. Her own relationships were transactional, shallow, built on expectations and strategies rather than emotion, but Ray didn't want anything from her. Not her name. Not her status. Not her money. He was simply present. For the first time in months, she felt human again. When they finally stood to leave, he hesitated. I don't know what happened tonight, and you don't owe me details. But whoever didn't show up, he missed out. Big time. Warmth spread through her chest, unexpected and unfamiliar. She wasn't used to genuine kindness. Thank you, Ray. He nodded, adjusting Hania's tiny jacket. Maybe we'll bump into each other again. She hoped so. More than she wanted to admit, but he didn't ask for her number. He didn't chase. He just offered a smile, honest, simple, and somehow more meaningful than any diamond gift she'd received, and she walked away wondering why that smile echoed in her mind long after the door closed behind them. Chapter 2. The next week passed like a restless heartbeat. Alina found herself checking the cafe each evening, hoping to see Ray again. She didn't know why her chest tightened at the thought. She didn't even know him. But she'd been surrounded her whole life by people who wanted something from her. Ray felt like the quiet in a world too loud. Eventually, fate gave her another chance. She was in the grocery store, something she rarely did herself, pushing a cart down an aisle, trying to pick cereal like a normal person, when she heard a familiar giggle. Daddy, look. The star lady. She turned. Hania rushed toward her, arms wide, beaming. Ray followed behind her, the same messy hair, the same tired but warm eyes. "Hey," he said, slightly breathless, a little embarrassed. "Sorry," she gets excited. Alina crouched to Hania's level. "Star lady? You look like someone who makes stars," the little girl said confidently, as if it were scientific fact. "Daddy said you had sad eyes, so I drew you happy ones." She held out a crayon drawing, two stick figures holding hands under a sky full of yellow stars. Alina's throat tightened. Ray rubbed the back of his neck. "She draws for people she likes." "It's beautiful," Alina whispered. They ended up shopping together. It wasn't planned, it wasn't even logical, but it felt right. Ray told her stories about patients. He was a night shift nurse at a small local clinic. She told him about her love for music and photography, leaving out the detail that she owned half the companies she mentioned. He didn't look at her expensive watch. Didn't comment on her driver waiting outside. Didn't connect her face to the giant billboard that had just gone up in the city announcing her family's newest project. He just saw her. When they reached the parking lot, Hania tugged on her father's hand. "Daddy, can Alina come to my school event Friday? We're doing a stars show." Ray winced. "Sweetheart, we can't ask her." "I'd love to come," Alina interrupted, surprising herself. Ray blinked. "Really?" She smiled softly. "Really?" They exchanged numbers only because of the school event. At least that's what Ray claimed. But Alina noticed the faint blush in his cheeks when their fingers brushed. The following nights, they texted. Small things at first. Pictures of Hania's drawings. Memes. Late-night jokes. Ray was humble, thoughtful, someone who felt life deeply but carried it quietly. And she found herself wanting to tell him everything, the truth about her identity, her world, the weight of expectations she lived under, but fear held her tongue. People left when they found out. People changed. People wanted something Ray didn't, and she wanted to keep his pure, gentle presence untainted by her reality. But worlds built on secrets always crack. Her father saw the messages on her phone one morning. "A nurse," he scoffed. "This man isn't your equal." Her hands shook. "He's kind. He's stable. He cares. He cares for his child, good. But he cannot care for you the way your life demands." She walked out of the room, heart trembling but determined. She would not lose the first genuine connection she'd felt in years. But she didn't know that Ray, on the other side of the city, was staring at a news article on his co-worker's phone, a full-page feature on Alina Syed, the most eligible billionaire heir of 2025. And he was realizing the woman he'd opened his heart to was living in a world he never belonged to. She didn't know that he was already packing away the drawings Hania made for her, preparing to quietly step back, preparing to leave before he ruined what didn't belong to him.